Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Black Talk Show. I have with me Jose. Is P? I say your last name wrong. PR
Pereira.
Pereira. Here with me tonight. This afternoon. I guess it's afternoon or it's evening, however you want to say it. Wherever you at in this in today, I just want to welcome you to the show. How are you today?
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you for having me again, Tina.
Yes, you're welcome. So we he has a new his book launch. He actually did a pre-opening on Sunday, Father's Day, and the actual lunch was on Monday. So the name of your book is From Hero to Villain. Is that correct?
Yes, from hero to villain. My true story of the Citgo Six.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your story.
Well, the people that of your audience, by the way, if they go back to our first recording, they will have the full story, okay?
Yeah.
But I went through this being a guy in the pinnacle of his career, ready to get retired in the
Mm-hmm.
oil and gas, being a CEO of a company. I went to a meeting in Caracas, a last minute meeting in months before getting retired, and it became to be a settlement, and we get caught in the political situation that was going on that year between the U.S. and Venezuela, and we became the political pawns, and we became hostage during 5 years. So we came back 5 years after in October 2022 through a prisoner swap. And when I came back, I found that because during those years, in at some point, my wife and me, because we will needed to have communication, begin to smuggle letters. And
Mm-hmm.
those letters, my wife had the brilliant idea that she compiled it and she put it in Word. And when I came back, I found that she had already compiled all those bunch
Yeah.
letters, almost 1,000 letters. And I said, "Wow, I have here my story." And then, that became my book. That became
Okay.
that. It's not exactly because, of course, I had to edit it and put it in a book form, but it's based on those letters. So
Okay.
those letters became my memoir and became my book. And well, it's the
Okay.
book that got released one couple of days ago.
Okay. So are you on tour now, right? Like for a book tour for your book. So tell us a little bit about the journey on writing this book.
Well, this has been a real journey. I'm gonna say that as I said, days after I came back, I found those letters already in Word. I said, my wife, this has to become a book because I already had the idea that I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do the book. When I began to write those letters in the beginning, as I always say, I was not thinking a book. I was thinking that I was not going to survive. So I wanted to leave the legacy of my wife, what happened there. But when I began to figure out that the things were going to be at some point going to be moving because the U.S. was working hard to bring us back, they began to do direct negotiation. I decided to really convert those in a book. So you can in my letter you see the journey from
Mm-hmm.
from the hopeless guy
Mm-hmm.
thinking that was not going to survive to a guy that went to a real stage that was thinking that he was going to come back, now more connected with the spirituality, praying, reading the
Mm-hmm.
Bible, having
Mm-hmm.
hope, so knowing what was going on. So all the evolution, you can see it in the book. So when I came back and I began to write, I remember that like days after I came, I was being supported one of these foundations that work with hostage here in the U.S. Hostage U.S. is called
Mm-hmm.
the name of the foundation. One of the director of the foundation is a author, a very recognized author.
Mm-hmm.
When he knew that I was thinking in the book, we did a Zoom call. I remember I did a Zoom call with a guy, and
Mm-hmm.
I told him, they have the letters, and that guy also went to a hostage situation years ago,
Yeah.
but he told me that he took 3 years to write his book because he had to go back to his memories. So he told me, "Wow, Jose, you have a gift. Now you have
Yeah.
those letters." But even though I could have written my book 1 year ago, but I decided to refine it. And if I write that, if I publish the book today, nobody knows me. Nobody knows who
Yeah.
I am. So I
Yeah.
wanted to put my story before out and be more visible because I wanted to really begin to talk about raising awareness of this hostage situation. So now I feel more comfortable than now that people really know who I am. So I
Yeah.
decided to publish my book in this moment. So, you know what? The things of God are like that. There always
Yeah.
is a moment to do the things. So this was the moment.
So I remember the time you telling me that you would sit down and read your Bible. Y'all had a Bible and you would read the Bible, and that helped get you through that. Tell us a little bit about how that journey, getting through it, helped you write that book, because you had to have faith. Do you talk about all that in your book?
Oh yeah, yeah. In my book, I narrate events that, to tell you the truth, that people are gonna think this guy's making this up. And believe me, everything I tell in my book is real. It happened.
Real. Yeah.
It's real. It's real. We went through
Yeah.
situations that really are kind of magical.
Yeah.
I remember the first year that we were in that dark dungeon,
Hmm.
one of the worst dungeons of the world,
Yeah.
having physical and mental torture of everybody.
Hmm.
One day there is a military that he could smuggle a pocket-sized Bible.
Hmm.
And he called me and he said, "Hey, Jose, let's begin to read it here." So, and there were cameras all over the place, and
Yeah.
we put in a corner and a place that the camera didn't see us. And with a candle, we begin to read in the night, in the late nights, the Bible. We were like
Hmm.
5 or 6 guys,
It's exact. Yeah.
and we begin to read the Bible that way. And one day they opened the door, and there was one of the guards. They always had that technique that if they found you doing something wrong, they did collective punishment. So we
Yes.
we thought they were gonna do a collective punishment.
Oh yeah.
Instead, the guy said, "No, continue reading and pray for me." So
Yes, that's wonderful.
the guy asked to pray for him, and he
Uh,
let us continue. You know, 2 days after that, they came with a full size Bible and gave it to
oh,
us.
oh,
And
that's
he said,
wonderful.
my captain approved that you can read officially the Bible. So we begin to read openly the Bible, and more people begin to come, and
Mm,
more
mm,
people, because there were a lot of political prisoners there.
yeah.
At some point, we were like 15 guys
Uh,
reading the Bible, praising, singing, and it
yeah.
became like a church.
Church. Yeah.
It became like a church, you know. So that event was so magical because
Yes.
we begin to see the presence of God all over the place.
Yes. Yeah.
It transformed that place.
That was good. Because that helped y'all get through what y'all was
Of,
going through.
of
Yeah.
course, of course,
Yeah.
that
That
that,
helped you
that,
get.
that that made that totally mindset change, and now
Mm,
we're very connected with God. Now
mm.
well, you read that the book of Job, and you say, "Come on, if these guys
Yeah.
survive this, we can make
Yeah.
this."
Yeah. 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 So how's the you done had, I think you on speaking engagements and stuff like that. So have you been able to promote the book that way as well? And
I have been, yes, yes, yes. I have been speaking, by the way, Sunday during the
mm,
Father's Day. I had the prayer launching in a very nice church here in Houston called the Unity Church of Christ.
mhm,
Wonderful church,
yeah.
super big church, and they invited me, so I had the honor to be the keynote speaker there, and I had the opportunity to talk my journey because one of the things that I decided is that I crafted my message, my speak. I have a keynote called "From Captivity to Freedom: Embracing
Mhm,
with the Support of the Love, the Hope, and the Faith," because that's
mhm,
what we did. So,
yeah.
so for me now, having the opportunity to talk and promote the book is a blessing. So that's what I
Yes.
mean. I
Yeah,
was
that's good.
also, I had an interview with CNN in Espanol some couple of days ago. The anchor of the channel, Juan Carlos Lopez, he's like the big guy in the Spanish version of CNN. He also interviewed me. So
Okay. That's
yeah.
good. Yeah. So you're getting it out there. So everybody that needs to read his story, I done heard his story because he's been on the show a couple of times, but his story is, like he said, you can't believe this stuff happened to somebody, but it actually happened. And he's here to tell his story of how they survived, him and the other guys that was on that journey with him. That it's like, what kind of advice can you give others that may be going through a difficult time, or even has experienced something similar to yours?
Well, that's a very good question, because that is exactly the message that I want to convey in my book. My book even has the fact that the situation I went through, because it's something is historical. You can Google and you will find out a story. So I deep dive in the details of the story, and how it was orchestrated, all the story and all the political thing. But the real thing behind the book is the message that anything in the life you can survive.
Yeah.
And if you get that connection with God, and you can unleash that inner force that everybody has inside, because we discovered that we really needed to come back. We found our purpose. We found that we needed to be in one piece, coming back to our family, and we could unleash that inner force, and it gave us a lot of strength. Not only me, I'm talking of the six guys. That
Yes.
we were six guys. We became the Citgo six because of that. We were six guys, and the six of us did the same, because together. We were cheering each other,
Mm-hmm.
supporting each other, praying together, reading the Bible together. We began to do a lot of things together. We did created that bond, and when we came back, I remember in December, we got the surprise that the mayor of Houston called to his office, and we discovered that he was proclamating us. He did a proclamation, and he
Yes. Okay.
6 day here in Houston. So every December 19th today is going to be the single 6 day in Houston.
Okay.
And we had the opportunity to gather with all the families. So, and I told them, man, I'm so proud what we did. And I
Mm-hmm.
see how today everybody with their family. Because
Mm-hmm.
one of the things is the support, the circle of support.
Yeah.
That's so important. In any adversity, seek for support. Have your
Yeah.
circle.
Yeah. So you still in contact with the those six? You still in contact with the guys you were there with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that we talk every day.
Mm-hmm.
We talk from time to time. 1 month ago, I was invited to one event in one of these big foundations, the James Foley Legacy Foundation. I had the opportunity not only to be in contact with them, I
Mm-hmm.
had the joy to meet another former American that were released in December, this year.
Okay.
One of them were my neighbors in
What?
the jail. So I had the opportunity to gather with them, with their wife, with their parents, with their kids. So it was a
Okay.
wonderful event. So because at the end, you become like a part of a family.
Mm-hmm.
This, I
Yeah.
always say that this is a family that you never wanted to be, but at the end becomes part of your family.
Family. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you enjoy. You get to y'all get to spend time together, and actually not in a cell, like you actually out in the open. You're free and you're able to talk amongst each other, and families can connect and all that. That's good. That's good. So what is one thing you want everybody that reads your book? What you want them to get from reading your book? What is the
That, well, my
one take?
message is exactly that you can be going to any situation in life, because we went to a terrible situation. Maybe you're going to a difficult situation or a terrible situation too, because you can be going to a terrible situation. You can be having problem in your health, or somebody that you love that's having problem in your health, or having your broken marriage, or you're having financial hardship. So you can be having many situations in life, but the only way that you really are gonna do this is first having that support, looking in that connection with God, and really having the positive mindset that things can be overcome. You can overcome things in life. Everybody's gonna go under tribulation. Everybody's gonna go under struggles. Everybody's gonna have adversity. That is the life. That is what
Yes.
life is. But when you find that there is a purpose, when you find that you have a master plan, that God has a master plan for you, and there is a purpose, you pursue for it. You pursue it. So this is my message to the people. That's when the people close the book. I want that they get that message, because
Okay.
in the end of my book, there is a chapter called "Reflection of a Villain Transformed in a Hero." So
Uh-huh.
where I talk about how all this has been a process of learning for me,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I'm still learning. I'm still
Yes.
learning, but for some reason, many people ask me, "Are you saying that you're glad that you went through that?" And I said, "No, I'm not glad that I went through that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad of the lessons that I learned."
Yes, you learn. Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah,
So
it's different.
that's my message. That's really my message.
Okay. So tell us any more, what is your next tour? You have another tour after this? Where you
Yeah,
gonna
well,
be at?
I'm inviting an event in Dallas. I'm gonna be in Dallas. I have one in New York, and there is one of the friend that she's trying to convey one in California. So
Mm-hmm.
also in California, and I've been continue doing virtually too. So it's gonna be a
Okay.
combination the physical and virtual,
Mm-hmm.
and some interviews in TV that are kind
Coming up,
of
yeah.
going, kind
Mm-hmm.
of going. Because for me the importance is not because that people can think no, but you want to promote yourself. No, what
No.
I really want is to raise the awareness, because for
Yes,
me
yes.
today the hostage situation is something that I want to amplify as much
Mm-hmm.
as possible, the raising of the awareness, because what this is something that unfortunately the people doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And as much I can put my message out. By the way, there are other people that are connected to the hostage community that their book are going out too.
Mm-hmm.
One of the hostage negotiators, Mickey Berman, he's releasing his book. That one of the president of one of the foundation, Miss Diane Foley, is releasing her book too. One of the former hostage, Brini Griner, released her book too. There is a famous person in Australia that she released a book. A person in England. So many people
But yeah,
and they said
telling that
all those
story.
books, all everybody has to tell their story, because that will amplify the situation. Because
Yes. Mm-hmm.
this is a battle between the good and the evil,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
the good has to prevail.
Yes, it does. Yeah, I agree. So yeah, I was gonna ask you, what how are you doing now since you've been home? How long have you been home?
I have like October, maybe like 16 months,
16
1
months
year and a half, 1 year and a half. I
and a
came back.
half? Yeah, yeah. So how are you doing since you've
Well,
been home?
I can tell you there has been a journey, because I'm not gonna say it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing easy, because I discovered when I came back that the world has changed.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning, I was kind of trying to understand the new world that I found, the post-pandemic world,
Yeah,
because I came from like in a time machine. So
yeah.
and I went through my healing process. By the way, the prologuist of my book is the director of the trauma center that I stayed during weeks in North Carolina. So
Mm-hmm.
I contacted him after, and he's the prologuist of my book. This
Mm-hmm.
morning I have a call with one of the person of the one of this foundation, and she told me, "Hey, Brian, say hello to you. He's so
Yeah.
proud of you because we
Yes.
became." So,
Uh-huh.
so, so it has been a journey
Yeah.
for a family, or the
Mm-hmm.
healing process or the family, because you find your life totally screwed up
Yes. Mm-hmm.
from the physical, the mental, and the financial.
Mm-hmm.
Because things ridiculous like taxes. You
Yeah.
find taxes all over because you have 5 years without paying tax, and you
Yeah.
find credit cards skyrocket because 5 years without paying. So you find debt, you find a lot of things.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, come on, that is true, but it's your new reality. So
Yeah.
you have to face all that. But as I said, anything in life you can
Get through
survive.
it.
So
Yeah.
you keep going. You keep going.
Yeah, keep going. Yeah. I'm happy to hear that. I'm glad to see you going good. I've been watching you. I've been watching you on your journey. I've been seeing you out there doing your thing. So I am super happy for you to keep on going. You stand strong. That's good. I am so any last words before we in the live that you want to tell them how to purchase your book, where to get it, and how to follow you?
Okay, my book today is in all over the place. Basically, the most popular is Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
In Barnes and Noble is too. There is a platform called Lulu. There is a platform called Draft to Digital. That in that platform have like, I don't know, like 20 versions in books. It's in Kindle. It's in ebook. In even in my webpage, there is joseconnect.com. When you go Jose Connect, the first thing that will appear will be the links to the book. So you very easy. And one of the things that people that sometimes say, I don't have money today to afford it. Give a review, give them a like. Say,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
in my webpage, there is a free chapter that anybody can go and grab it and can
Mm-hmm.
have it. So I really want the people to read my book as much as possible
Yeah.
because again, this is a way to amplify the message. By the way, part of the proceeds is gonna support this foundation that have been supporting me so much, and I'm connected to them today.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So I just want to thank you for coming on the show, and I hope everybody that's listening that you go out and purchase his book. Like he said, his website is Jose Connect, right? Dot is it dot com or org?
.com, joseconnect.com. You will see there. You will see also my speaking.
Mm-hmm.
I also am promoting that if somebody wants to promote me to go to an event, I can go to speak. They purchase me a set of book. I can go and speak to their event and
Okay.
give the copies and sign it. So I'm open to all the options.
All options. Okay. Yeah. So go and purchase his book. It's on Amazon. I know it's the most popular platform, but it's on Lulu. It's on Barnes and Noble. So go out and purchase the book. You got to read this story because it's a powerful story of how they withstood the test of time, something that was hardship on them on their journey. They was there for 5 years, right?
5 years.
Yeah, 5 years, and they are here to tell the story, and he's here to tell the story. So go purchase your copy of his book, and I we should hear more about his story, his journey at a later date. But right now, go purchase the book. Don't miss getting a copy because it's really about the story, how they withstood. God has helped them through this journey, and then he has certain points that he done told on his story that I think are fascinating. So you need to go get this book. That he's actually tell how they survived. They survived something traumatic and they made it through, and you can too. So thank y'all for that can watch the replay. Those are watching now, I appreciate that, and I will please send put replay if you watch it, and if you want more information on his book, you can also message on the comments, and I will send you the information so you can purchase his book as well. Thank you, Jose. Have a good day.
Thank you for having me, Tina.